Hello and welcome to Thought-Provoking Tech. I'm Zach, and in today's video I'm going to be actually showcasing the kind of very initial concept phase of my Minecraft inspired Redstone PC case. So this is a completely custom design made out of stainless steel with translucent acrylic that is going to be behind the stainless to give the appearance of a redstone block that actually glows. So let's go ahead and jump to my main screen and I'll start kind of the walkthrough of this design. So this is kind of the front side view, kind of angled up view of what the PC case is going to look like. From this view, it's going to look pretty much like a standard redstone block. This will be constructed of type 304 stainless steel, so it'll have like a nice grain to it. What I'm thinking is possibly etching that, so you actually get two tones, a lighter tone and a darker tone with the stainless that are very closely matched to what the redstone block looks like in game. And you can see here there's no actual I/O or anything on these sides. There's no exhaust or anything on these sides. So if you want to kind of set it up where this kind of angle was visible on your desk or anything, that's kind of the ideal, where you can have something that looks just like a redstone cube. It's going to have LEDs on the inside that's going to glow through the translucent red. It's going to be translucent, not transparent, so you can't see through it. So it's going to look pretty dang close to what a redstone block would look like if a redstone block was in real life. So that's kind of the general ideal of this project. And now if you want to be a little more geeky, you can kind of angle it this way and just kind of show off this side. This is going to be an area with, it's going to have some of this wire, very thin wire, I think, or it might be a plastic, but I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I found this little wire mesh, or this mesh material. This is going to go over those ports so the CPU or the GPU can pull air in if it's one of the GPUs that actually pulls air in and pushes it out the rear of the case, or if it's an exhaust fan that'll just blow air through these is the ideal. If depending on the size of the GPU I end up putting in here, if there's enough room, I might shoot studs on here and have a fan blowing in to just bring extra air into the case. So other than from this view, it's fairly still redstone-y looking. Of course, this won't have this top half. On this one, only the bottom half will have the translucent acrylic. So you will be able to kind of see through there and kind of have a red glow more on this side. Now moving on to the back, that's where it gets more to like a traditional PC case. I've actually put the power button for the machine in the back to kind of hide it a little bit. I'm thinking that if you put it at an angle, let's see if we go back to the front and left angle. If you even had it this angle, it's not going to be all that hard because this is going to be a nice little compact computer. So it's going to be something that you're going to put more on top of your desk than rather than in a little corner hidden, because it's not just a straight black case with nothing cool. You don't even need, the goal behind this is to make it cool without actually having to do water cooling or anything. Very simple setup, just some LEDs on the inside for the most part. So going to the back, you'll have a little power button to power it on. What I have here is a stainless steel button that has a, not sure if you can see that, bit of focus, little ring inside there. That ring actually has LEDs in it, so when you apply power to this, those will actually glow. So you just continue with the trend of red glowing lights everywhere. If that's not stereotypical gamer, I don't know what is. So that's the color of redstone though, so that's what we're running with. Behind here you see the GPU bracket, the IO shield. I've looked over a lot of diagrams, so I'm hoping everything here is kosher and it all goes together nice and good. These will be two exhaust fans on the inside of the case. There'll be 80mm fans, so a little bit smaller fans. Once again, this is going to be a mid-range computer, so it's not going to be really intended to have like water cooled or anything. It's going to be a nice, small, and compact case. So these little fans will be bringing air out. There'll be studs on the inside, so you don't actually see screws from the back. Other than the screws right here for the PSU, I didn't really have a good idea on how to hide those, because it's not like you can't really put those on the PSU on easily without that. I might come up with a bracket that it mounts into that kind of pushes the PSU into the case a little more. But for right now, I'm going to have holes right there for the to screw on the PSU. So the fans will screw in from the inside with a little bitty standoffs on the inside, or rather And then let's see. Okay, then you have the base plate. So let's go ahead and turn the transparency off for this the back, bottom, and the front piece. So of course the translucent material is still there for the translucent acrylic, but you can now see that that one piece is just one full piece, and this is actually just another piece of stainless. This one has a complete wrap around it on all sides, just to give it a little more strength. And the idea behind this is, except for this front piece of acrylic, all the acrylic will attach to this piece. So you can kind of attach the acrylic. It'll have the studs here too, with cap nuts to hold them on in the corners where they're not going to really be visible. And then you'll just slide this down inside of the front back. And what I'm thinking here is possibly having this screwed from the bottom and have little rubber feet to kind of lift this up off the ground a little bit. This little plate here will be welded to, in a couple places to the bottom plate once again. So any weld marks or anything will not be visible, and you won't have to do a bunch of extra finishing work to make this part look good. You can see a couple slits. There's one there and there's one here for cable management, so you can have all of your cables kind of hidden down here, and then put your CPU plug through here, or your motherboard plug through there, and your CPU plug through that little port right there. So that'll provide power for the CPU and the motherboard. The GPU, this is actually open on this side for extra venting of the PSU. I'm also probably going to set that up with the rubber feet on the bottom. So I'm going to probably put some vents, probably quite similar to these, but just enlarged on the bottom piece, so that I can vent out through the bottom. It's going to have those rubber feet to kind of hold it off, so it should work pretty good. So the GPU will just wrap right through here. So with this acrylic all being translucent, cable management should be fairly simple, because you can hide it kind of in this bottom plate, because you won't even be able to see down in there really. Even if you get up close and try to look down into there, you're not really going to be able to see through these holes for the most part to see any issues with cable management. So it should be a fairly simple case to make look really nice from the outside, and should be fairly easy to maintain. The final part, this case that I'll probably kind of hash out as I'm kind of constructing this and bending this case up, is a little SSD bracket. I'll probably just have it welded to this and allow easy access. I just want to kind of get it all bent up and kind of see how it looks and where I want to position the SSD. They're all pretty plain. There's nothing cool about SSDs normally, so I'm going to kind of hide it down there with the PSU. Is kind of the ideal at this point in time. So let's go ahead and turn the visibility back off for that, and go back to our kind of little side view. So that pretty much is kind of the idea behind this project. I will be hopefully making this in the next couple weeks, or at least Mark 1 of this, the very first iteration. I probably will end up doing 2 iterations of this, to be honest, as I kind of play around with some of the ideals. The first one I might not actually even make out of stainless. I haven't decided for sure. It's kind of I kind of walked through some of the ideals and any design changes that I need to make. So if you see this video, and if you have any suggestions, I'm definitely open to those, so leave those in the comment below. So guys, if you like this video and think this is a pretty cool project, make sure you give it a big like. And also, if you are not already an existing subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more great videos and the follow-up as I actually finish this project out and build a computer inside of it down the road. Also, if you are an existing subscriber or a new subscriber, if you haven't already done so, hit that bell icon, as that will let you be notified as I release new videos, so you never miss a video from me. One final thing, guys, is check out the links in the description below, and also most of those are pretty much on the banner as it rotates, or as those rotate throughout the video. Things such as my Discord and Patreon, if you want to kind of interact on a higher level with me, both of those platforms are great options. So guys, thanks for watching one last time, and until next time, Zach out.